Welcome to today's breaking news report. The blockade of sanctioned and illicit Venezuelan oil remains in full effect anywhere in the world. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted that warning on X today as US forces successfully boarded and seized the Marinera, a Russian-flagged oil tanker near Iceland. This wasn't just a simple bust, it was a high-stakes maritime showdown where US helicopters intercepted the ship despite a Russian submarine and warship reportedly trailing it for protection. The US European Command confirmed the seizure was carried out under a federal court warrant, and the ship, formerly the Bella 1, had escaped a US blockade near Venezuela in December by turning off its tracking, changing its name, and painting a Russian flag on its hull. On X, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem called the operation a major win, confirming that another ship, the Sophia, was also seized today in the Caribbean. She stated, "We will restore security and strength across the America." Russia is calling this international piracy. Their foreign ministry released a statement saying no state has the right to use force against ships registered in other countries. They argued that Marinera was in international waters and that the US use of force was clearly disproportionate. Meanwhile, in the US, the administration is making it clear that shadow fleets won't save sanctioned oil. Trump's team told reporters today that the US intends to keep the oil on these ships, with the president previously joking, "Well, we keep it, I guess." The seizure proves that the US blockade isn't just a threat, it's being enforced globally. By taking a ship under a Russian flag, the administration is daring Moscow to respond. With 2 tankers down and the US Navy on high alert, the question now is whether this leads to a broken Russia or a direct military clash on the high seas. They're sowing chaos on our streets, and in this case, quite literally killing people. That was the message from Minneapolis Mayor Frey today after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman. It happened during a massive federal crackdown in South Minneapolis, and by mid-morning, the corner of 34th and Portland turned into a battleground between federal agents and angry neighbors. The big question is, why did the agent fire? The Department of Homeland Security is calling it domestic terrorism. They claim the woman tried to ram officers with her car. DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said the agent was fearing for his life and fired to save himself. But Mayor Frey and Governor Tim Walz aren't buying it. Frey said he watched the video himself and called the self-defense story bullshit. Witnesses tell a much scarier story. They say the agent reached over the hood and shot the woman through the windshield while she was actually trying to drive away. This tragedy has completely broken the trust between the city and the feds. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar says the woman was a legal observer just watching the ICE operation. She posted a message to the feds saying, "You're lying. Get out of our city." Even the police chief Brian O'Hara confirmed that the woman wasn't the target of any investigation. She was just a resident whose car was blocking the street. Now, the FBI and the Minnesota BCA are stepping in to find out what really happened. Minneapolis is on high alert tonight. While the feds say they're just doing their jobs, the mayor is demanding that ICE leave the city and state immediately. He told the public not to take the bait and to respond with peace, not more violence. With 2,000 agents still on the ground, the city is holding its breath to see what happens next. All United States defense contractors and the defense industry as a whole, beware. That was a warning from President Trump this morning as he launched a massive 2-part attack on the military-industrial complex. In 2 blockbuster posts today, Trump declared that the era of slow production and high profits is over, promising to build a dream military while effectively seizing control of corporate checkbooks. The first post hit the industry where it hurts, the bottom line. Trump accused giants like Lockheed and Raytheon of issuing massive dividends while equipment is not being made fast enough. He stated bluntly, "I will not permit dividends or stock buybacks until such time as these problems are rectified." He also announced a $5 million cap on executive pay, calling current salaries exorbitant and unjustifiable. He demanded that instead of rewarding Wall Street, these firms must use their own cash to build new and modern production plants immediately. But Trump didn't just bring the stick. He also brought a massive carrot. In his second post, he proposed a record-breaking $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027. He explained that thanks to tremendous tariff revenues, the US can easily hit this number to keep the country safe in these troubled and dangerous times. While defense stocks tumbled 5% after the first warning, the promise of a $1.5 trillion payday shows that the money is available, but only for those who prioritize building weapons over padding their own pockets.